Some breaking news coming in. We'll just go across. I'll just read that information out for you viewers. The breaking news is that the terrorists were equipped with some really advanced technology, viewers. What we are getting to, and these are chilling details that we're talking about, viewers. The terrorists were equipped with the helmet-mounted, so they had helmet with cameras. They had helmet-mounted cameras and recorded the entire sequence of events, viewers. And three of the attackers had gathered the victims, separating them into male and female groups. This is an entire planned attack, viewers. We're just showing you that that dastardly attack, that plan, that evil plan, the sinistrous plot. Three of the attackers gathered the victims, separating them into male and female groups before identifying them individually. And some victims, viewers, what we are learning, were shot at very close range, at point blank range. And they, of course, have succumbed to the injuries. They have been shot point blank, while others were targeted from a distance with sniper-like precision. And this was 10 minutes of terror, viewers. The terror that we are still reeling under, of course. If you see here in Srinagar, what you say, the paradise on earth, Kashmir, has, of course, turned. It is an abominable lull. Niranjan, my colleague, is also joining us on the studio. Niranjan, well, these are chilling details that how the tourists shot at these innocents, these people who were unarmed, the civilians who were unarmed, the Indians who were unarmed, at point blank range. Some of them also shot with sniper-like precision, and they had advanced equipments with them, Niranjan.
We're hearing that the location was also chosen very carefully. These are breaking news updates. I don't know whether we still have Major Samar Paltur, but we are hearing that victims succumbed to excessive blood loss. Investigators believe the location was deliberately chosen to delay rescue efforts, a calculated move to maximize casualties. And we look at the videos yesterday, Major Tur, it is very, very clear that there were no security forces close by. Shravan is joining me live. I have Shravan joining me with the details of this. Can we go across to him? Shravan.
Well, in fact, this is a preliminary probe that has been carried out, information coming in from the National Investigation Agency as well as the Jammu and Kashmir Police. Now, of course, this is a massacre that was carried out. In fact, information that we have is of 4 terrorists, but that number could actually change right now, because it turns out at least 3 of the terrorists, they were basically given the task of grouping all the tourists together. Male and female, they were all brought together. They were separated thereafter. What is important to point out here is that all of these terrorists were armed, completely armed. In fact, they also had advanced technology like helmet-mounted cameras that were essentially used by them to record the entire sequence of events. In fact, remember, this is a strategy that has been adopted primarily to target 2 things. Misinformation and perhaps also trying to send across a message, because most of these videos thereafter would be utilized by these terrorists to carry out their propaganda. And this is typically of what we have seen that the Pakistani army has essentially adopted. The sequence of events are like these. Once they had put together, they had brought them all together. They had identified the men. The women were separated. In fact, they told the women that they are not going to kill them. They want a message to be sent back to the government. Thereafter, remember, what happened is that, at least interestingly, another details coming in, that there were terrorists a little far away. Sniper kind of shots also were fired. Now, that's at this point in time, there's not full clarity as to whether at all this was from certain distance or whether the number, that is the reason why I'm saying that the number of terrorists part of this module could actually increase from 4, because it turns out from the latest information coming in, Niranjan, is that there were sniper-like shots that were also reported. Now, that's the initial probe that has been carried out. As we speak, remember, the National Investigation Team is also at the spot carrying out the probe.